Update 10.2 We will bring a major class change and new dungeons and new runes on the 15th of December 2020. Let's start with the new spells. Classes have been so unbalanced for the past years, it's about time for an update that will allow players to play any class they wish without thinking about what's the best. We have realized that IOP's Wrath is so predictable it's almost impossible to land. So we have decided to reduce the action points cost by 3, allowing IOPs to use Wrath with 4. It would be impossible for IOPs to combine Precipitation with a power jump Wrath combo. Don't worry, Precipitation's action points cost will become 0. Allowing IOPs to become a more versatile class. We will also change how Vitality works on IOPs. It will now heal them by the amount of damage they have dealt during the fight. We will change how Intimidation works. It will now attract rather than push, and we have increased its range by 4. IOPs are a melee class. There's no need to push things. We have also added a special spell for each class. IOP's special spell now allows them to convert their HP into damage for 1 turn. Each 1000 HP becomes 100 damage. The Kra buff. We have decided to give Kras a little buff, since they are so weak in close combat. The spell Punitive Arrow is now a close combat spell that deals 50% of Kras' total HP with 4 action points. It has no cooldown. This change allows other classes to decide between fighting Kras in range or close combat, rather than chase to kill. Kras' special spell allows Kras to choose one enemy and change its current position. It has infinite range, and a 4 turns cooldown. The Sadida nerf. Sadidus rework was only meant to make people enjoy Sadis a little bit so we can nerf them again. Sadidus can't heal anymore and their heals will add HP instead for certain turns that could be unbewitched by others. Sadidus summons are now limited to 1 of each summon. Sadidus can only unbewitch allies now. We have reduced the inflatable's HP to make it easier to kill. The heals and MP given are enough. Sadidus' special spell is Sylvan Power now. We have replaced Sylvan Power by the block, and the block with an agility close combat spell that deals almost no damage. Echo Flips. You've been waiting so long for this one. Yes, we know that Echoes were up and that's why we will change them. Echo Flip's luck now has no cooldown and has 4 effects. To fully heal the caster, to skip the caster's turn, to give him 200 damages or to give him extra action points. Of course Echo Flips can cast luck with the last remaining action points so they can make the turn skip irrelevant. It all depends on the Echo Flip's skill. Smell now allows Zika to either double his action points or movement points for 1 turn. The cooldown has been reduced to 2 turns. We have realized that Echo Flips are helpless against ranged classes that can range and MP rape. Thus we decided to make Catnip give 2 MPS and 1 range. Echo Flips' special spell has 2 effects. 50% chance to kill the target and 50% to kill the caster. We want this spell to be a last resort for Echo Flips. Zealous. This class has been through a lot of changes but this is the last one. We promise. Since Zealous are so versatile we have decided to limit their original points. Zealous now will have 4 basic apps instead of 7. Their special spell allows them to reset the cooldown of any spell. This spell has no range and requires 10 action points to cast. The Sacreers. The punishments now give infinite stats that cannot be unbewitched. However, the Sacreers will take double damage while using any punishment. Sacreer can no longer heal themselves while using a punishment. Attraction is now replaced with a spell that allows Sacreer to move themselves to the target rather than attract. They have to worry about traps in the way now. Sacreer's special spell is a spell that can reset all the punishments, so they can heal themselves if needed. The new dungeons. We have added 2 new dungeons. They are called the boss dungeons. They have 1 room. The first dungeon you get to fight, the Celestial Barbarian, the Colosso, the Augur, Thick Oriander, Timbu, Fuji, the Mercator and the Worker. The second dungeon you get to fight, Nalisa, Climb, Mrs. Freeze, Salag, Count Heriborg, the Queen of Thieves, King Nidas and the Vortex. The loots cannot change. Even if you want to try duo, you have to fight the 8 of them. That gives the game an interesting endgame PVM. The runes change. We have been trying to get rid of bots for so long but we never managed to do so. That's why we decided to totally remove the runes from the game and put them in the Ogrind shop. Players can simply buy runes for or grinds now, and they'll become linked to your account. We hope you enjoy this update our staff worked so hard for.